something so personal, it's actually going to happen to you this March, my gorgeous Aries, especially when it comes to the 17th, 18th and the 19th of March 2022. These days are going to be the actual key days when it comes to you, oh my God, reconnecting with yourself again. Because what is actually going to happen, you're going to witness something, you're going to look at something, you will be seeing something, and the amount of inspiration that you're going to have, the surge of inspiration that you are going to feel, it's going to start changing everything at that very moment in time. And you will become aware of your own power, you will become aware of your own strength, because this in itself is the pure reflection of things that have been happening to you over the last 46 months that have just slowed you down and that just brought a tiny little bit of a negative outlook on life, which is nothing unusual with things that have been happening. So these 3 days are going to be so important when it comes to making really significant steps in your life. But also on another hand, it's about your own reawakening, because this is going to mean to you so much. This is going to be really personal to you, because it's a lot to do about the waiting and waiting and waiting, but also arriving to that moment in time. It's really pretty much so you paying attention to things that come to you, paying attention to the bursts of the actual inspiration that you're going to have, because that in itself is most certainly, most importantly, going to be your guiding light. By the time you get to the last day of the actual March 2022, by the time you come to the 31st of March, it is just, it's going to be quite unusual day, but it's most certainly, most importantly, going to make sense. The opportunity that you are going to have, it's going to be absolutely mind-blowing in many different ways. It's most importantly, it's time to start moving on with your life, my gorgeous Aries. And for the first time in a long time, you will feel the inspiration and the vibration and the power, that is also on another hand, it is just going to be very much so an integral part of this transformational process that you are going to be going through. So anything that comes to you like in terms of inspiration throughout the actual March, it's most importantly, it's something that you should be paying attention to, because it's coming from somewhere really deep, it's coming from somewhere really important, and it's going to help you to reconnect with yourself again. My name is Sasha Bonasin and I'm a psychic medium, and this is your monthly horoscope tarot card reading, and it's for you, my gorgeous Aries, and it's for March 2022. So this monthly horoscope tarot card forecast is for you, my gorgeous Aries, and it's for March 2022. And when it comes to that numerology and the power of those numbers, your number is 1314. So that in itself means that if you do come across these numbers, throughout this month, like most importantly, you need to understand that, it really depends, that moment in time, what were you thinking about, what were you kind of focusing on, what was like kind of draining your energy, what was like kind of requiring your attention, because at that very moment in time, when you become aware of these numbers, you can see them on your time, you can see them like on TV, you can see them on your laptop, you can see them on your phone. It doesn't really matter how this is actually going to manifest in your life, but what you need to understand that as soon as you become aware of these numbers, it is a very deep connection that it's going to come out, through your own spirituality, but it's going to point down to one specific thing. What was on your mind at that very moment in time? What was on your mind like 5 minutes before that? Something that is really big, something that is really important. It's about to be resolved in such a way where, this is how you connect these little dots, you see, in such a way where you become aware of these numbers first, and then you pay attention to what was on your mind, and then you will know that very soon after that moment in time, there is going to be the moment of guidance that you are going to have, a very strong and powerful sign that you are on the right path, that you are on the right direction. No matter what you were thinking about, no matter what you were focusing on, no matter how you thought, like, how you're thinking, oh yeah, this problem is really difficult, la la la. No, baby, no. This is going to be a really good sign, and also a moment in time that is going going to make you aware that very soon it's going to be a pretty much so a very strong and unique sign that you're going to have, that is going to mean to you so much, because you know you have been worrying quite a lot. So it's a lot going to be like to do with a certain worries that you had over the last 24 to 36 months. Remember, the power is within you. The power is in your optimism. The power is your own energy. When you allow this energy to flow through by making the certain point in your life and just following it through, no matter what, no matter what's happening, just take it as a challenge. Take it as a challenge. Take it as a challenge rather than something that is just going to bring you down. This month is very promising when it comes to you, my gorgeous Aries, and you will see exactly what I mean, because you know it is not only about the financial security that I'm talking about, but it's a lot to do with emotions and with your emotional security at the same time. You are going to become aware of a very important opportunity. And these are going to be the beginning stages. So let me just say it again, baby. You're going to become aware of a very important opportunity, but these are going to be only the beginning stages, because that is going to be the little seed that you're going to plant, and that seed is going to grow like a big mama. By the time you come to the actual end, you know, end of November, my Lord, I just jumped on November. By the time you get to the end of March 2022, this is going to make sense, like pretty much so. And you need to understand that it's just about you being aware of this wonderful opportunity, this important opportunity, and that opportunity is going to be highlighted in between the 1st of March and the 27th of March very strongly. In between the 1st of March and the 27th of March, you are most certainly, most importantly, going to become aware of that opportunity. But at the same time, I just have to stress that these are only the beginning stages. It's only you like kind of coming to terms with this, you know, oh la la, I like this, you know, and as the time goes by, you know, this is all going to make sense more and more and more. And by the time you get to the 31st of the actual March 2022, it's going to be very unusual day, but you will see what you're going to come across, and you will see what a new meaning this is going to actually bring into your life. Very important indeed to pay attention to that opportunity that you're going to become aware of, and just understand that at that very moment in time, you're also going to plant a very important, powerful spiritual seed. By the time you get to the actual September 2022, this is going to be pretty much so evident, and you will see an absolutely mind-blowing correlation with everything that was happening in the actual March 2022. You need to stand your ground. You need to stand for all those things that you believe in, but also you need to remember to keep certain things to yourself and just keep going through, you know, keep going forward, keep flowing, you know. On one hand, you put your kind of foot down and pay attention to your own beliefs, but then at the same time, you know, just don't waste your energy with the people who absolutely don't mean anything to you, or do not waste your energy with the people who are just having such a very strong opinions and very difficult to you, like completely opposed, you know. So this is something that you just need to kind of like pay attention to, and not to waste your energy, because this month it's about to bring you an advancement, you know. And also at the same time, when it comes to the actual very attractive part of your life, like kind of like a manifesting and showing itself to you, you know, it is just also at the same time there are certain problems that you're not going to come across, like a certain obstacles, how you're going to get there, how you're going to do this, you know. And it's to do with a certain request that you're going to find quite challenging, but you are at the same time going to be absolutely fine. If you don't jump in the water, my gorgeous Aries, you're never going to learn how to swim. Jump, 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 baby. Now it's time. Of course you know how to swim. You will be able to swim indeed. These waters are made for you. On another hand, you know, you are kind of like gonna really gonna become aware of like maybe a little regret here as well, because you know certain person is going to show like kind of their face for what they are, and you will kind of realize how much you actually change spiritually. And sometimes people change, sometimes people like choose like the different directions in life, and just I see someone maybe just drifting away slowly, but But this is not the first time that you came across this, and this is not the first time that you were kind of aware of this. So it's only like a kind of, it's going to be some kind of confirmation that maybe you and someone, you know, just drifted apart a little bit, you know, and also there has been like a significant distance in between you two. So I'm saying that please don't get worried, oh my God, who's going to be my partner, is going to surprise me. No, baby, no. But it's the certain specific person that over the last 8 months, you know, something maybe happened and they acted in a strange way. And this is where you're going to realize how much you actually spiritually grew, and maybe that person kind of stayed at a certain stage or at a certain point in their life. But that in itself, it's not going to completely surprise you, but you will see that maybe you were that person had like a bit of a negative influence and negative impact on you. And believe me or not, it's just okay, when our journey maybe comes with a certain person or a certain group of people that we are around at the when it comes to the end, you know, then we are just kind of find their energy rather draining. So this affected you maybe to launch new projects and things like that, because you were like worrying a little bit. And this is the pure sign of you maybe being around, or you focusing on someone, or you're listening to someone, or you're paying attention to someone or to a group of people who just have been draining your energy for so long. So it's not like really bad thing actually, because you know, at the end of the day, life changes and we change, you know, and certain people kind of take slightly longer for the certain people to spiritually progress, and some people just stayed on the same level, and some people just progress like there is no tomorrow. So this is life, and this is the way things are. Most certainly this is actually going to be really great for you, because like exactly 9 days after that moment in time, after you realize who this is, it's all about you just like kind of moving on towards the direction in life that makes sense to you, doing things that make sense to you, because this particular person or this particular group of people, they were affecting your way of thinking. So this is also the sign that, you know, the energy came to an end, and you need to establish what this is, whether this is this person, whether this is a group of people, or you have been watching something and listening to something and it's just been draining your energy and became like a kind of like a dangerous level at this moment in time. So you're just jumping out of yourself and doing the most out of a life. That in itself is going to start a process of healing, and it's almost immediately going to make you very active and very determined over those periods in your life, those stages in your life where you had the difficulty starting or launching new projects, you know, whatever had to do with like a new beginnings, you had just a little bit of like a kind of like a difficulty, and it was like kind of slowing you down. So this is when the energy is actually going to shift, and you're going to be able to connect the dots yet again. Very important moment in time, because it's almost immediately going to give you all sorts of ideas. It's going to make you feel very determined, you know, but it's also determination when it comes to those things in life that you love doing, those things in life that you love expressing yourself, you know. It's your own spiritual essence is going to start coming out of you, and this is a very good sign, and it means that you have learned a very important lesson. So it's not about, oh yeah, you know, we just changed so much and we move on. No, baby, no. But it's you are the one who is actually going to come on top, because there is a relevant knowledge that you will have, and that in itself is going to lead towards a really big accomplishment in your life. And as I say, September 2022 is going to be big mama when it comes to all these things that are actually happening right now. So in between March and September, you know, there are things going to start rolling really nicely. You know, you're going to get that ball rolling, my gorgeous Aries, and it's just going to start floating towards, you know, the direction that should be floating towards. In itself, it's going to lead towards an important accomplishment in your life, but also, on another hand, when you become aware of this, like very much so like a determination, and it's to do with the things that you experienced about, it's to do with things that you love expressing yourself, at that moment in time, you need to really kind of like pay attention to what is going to happen, because this is going to bring you very, very important hope into your life. On another hand, what is going to happen, it's about the conclusion, and the conclusion, very important conclusion. So through your own ideas, you're also going to have an important conclusion, and that conclusion is going to open your eyes. It's going to make you realize things that you didn't know before, but most importantly, you will understand and be completely aware of the fact that you are approaching the end of an annoying, very difficult and very heavy problem that just drains so much life out of you. And this is when things are going to get even more interesting here, and it's also going to happen at around the 27th of March 2022. At around the 27th of March 2022, you see, you are first of all going to have an unexpected event, which is just going to be a little bit mind-blowing. I'm sorry, but it is going to be a bit of a tower. But this tower is a big mama. This tower is a very important card here. And lots of people say, oh, the tower, it's really bad. Oh, no, no, no. No, baby, no. It's a bit of a yin-yang. It's not all pink and purple out there, is it? You see what I mean? You need to, you know what I mean? The stars are not going to shine without a darkness type of thing. But this is important because it's going to get you to dig deeper. So an unexpected event that is going to occur at around the 27th of March is going to be connected to the actual complete and sudden change, and you're going to be surprised, you know, pretty much. So it's to do with the unexpected events, you know, a little downfall, but then again, this is going to cause a little touch of loss of stability, just a little bit when it comes to your life. But then again, almost immediately you will realize that this was the best to actually happen, because something will come to an end and you will not want to be the part of it. You will not want to be part of that vibration. You will not want to be part of that energy. And this doesn't surprise me at all, because by the time you get to the 27th of March 2022, you have already learned an important, mind-blowing, big mama spiritual lesson. Okay, so and this is why almost like a couple of days after, this is exactly going to be the right moment in time that it's actually going to completely open your eyes and bring the balanced force into your life. It's going to bring a really important healing harmony. It's going to make you feel really firm, and it's going to make you to stand with your feet very firmly on the ground. And it's also going to make you kind of more keen and more eager, you know, to change your life and to just keep going through, to keep going forward no matter what. That is necessary to maintain pace, and this is something that is going to be your own mantra, especially in between the 27th of March and the 31st of March 2022. The more you kind of are like repeating this mantra in your mind, the more powerful you are going to be, the more reason your vibration is going to be, the more your vibration is going to rise. On another hand, you know, I really like it because, you know, there was a lot that was happening also in your life over the last 7 months, you know, when it comes to the actual pretty much so certain obstacle, something very challenging. You have been going through something so challenging over the last 7 months, you know, and this is important part to actually stress here, because what challenging situations you have been going through over the last 7 months, this affected you. It affected your way of thinking. It affected your emotions, it affected your feelings, but then at the same time, it's just kind of like a put you in the certain, you know, spot that you have to like kind of wait for something. So pretty much so there is going to be a very important moment this month. You are going to overcome one of the biggest obstacles of your life, and this one of the biggest obstacles of your life was highlighted over the last 7 months. What you were going through over the last 7 months, you know, it's just kind of like drained your energy so much, and it's going to be very, very good news that you are going to have, my gorgeous Aries. It's all about an important, huge, massive news that you are going to have. You're about to overcome a very important obstacle and a challenge, and that in itself, it's pretty much so going to make you realize that you're on a rather advanced stage of your life. It's to do with a final victory, but then at the same time, this is going to be connected to the actual negotiation. Very important to mention, because that negotiation is going to be pretty much so working in your favor. In fact, this March 2022, if there is any conversation you need to have, if there is anything you want to get off your chest, if there is any important like kind of negotiations and things like that in general, March is going to be absolutely perfect for that, my gorgeous Aries, because the energy is going to be on your side, and you're going to find yourself like saying things before even you think about them. So it's going to be very strong connection with your subconscious mind. So you will be saying and you will be doing the right things. So that's why you most certainly, most importantly need to make the most of it, my gorgeous Aries. Very important indeed. When it comes to your nutrition, It's just so important to actually take something like organic acerola cherry powder, which is the natural source of vitamin C, and it's just absolutely super beneficial when it comes to like boosting your immune system. But at the same time, I would highly suggest you to take this with a natural dose of vitamin D3 as well, alongside with a natural K2 supplement as well. And the zinc, also the natural zinc, is absolutely a must. This wonderful combination is just going to keep you going. This wonderful natural combination is going to boost your immune system when you need it the most. And this is something that I would like to stress, because you're going to find this really beneficial in so many different ways. You will see after you take this combination for just a few days that your energy is going to be absolutely completely different. You will boost your energy levels, but in general you're going to feel so much better. If you're on any other medications, if you're pregnant, if you're breastfeeding, you just need to check with your GP. You just need to check with your doctor. Only your doctor or GP can tell you whether this can interact with your existing medications or not. So now my gorgeous Erin is going on the very first date that I would like to recommend it to you. But before I go there, I have to show you something absolutely gorgeous. This is my brand new line. Yet again, look at this. These are handmade items, absolutely gorgeous crystal. Okay, this one is called Suji stone, and it's absolutely beautiful. Check these colors. Check how gorgeous these colors are. Very, very unique, beautiful crystal indeed. This crystal is so powerful because it can boost your energy. It generates positivity and positive energy, and it's against negative emotions and situation. It relieves stress, anxiety, and also it establishes peace of mind when we need it the most, you know, because it brings you an emotional healing. And I think that we can all benefit from that right now. You know, this is something that is going to rejuvenate you, but also it's about this wonderful feeling of healing that we have. So very often when we are unsure what path to take, very often when we are kind of so much in our mind, we are not too sure what to do. And this is also a fantastic crystal to actually kind of that helps you to make your mind up by making the best possible decision for yourself in the world when it's like so much happening. And then very often we kind of like tend to pay attention to things that maybe we shouldn't be paying attention to. So this helps you to stay kind of leveled up with yourself, and it's absolutely beautiful. As soon as you wear this, you can immediately feel the energy being boosted at that very moment in time. This gorgeous pendant is like a Suji stone, and it comes with a sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is in the description below. By buying things from my channel, my gorgeous Aries, you're also supporting my channel. I have to say that it's absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so the first date that I would like to recommend to you, it's actually going to be on the 2nd of that I would like to talk about. It's going to be on the 2nd of March. Now on the 1st of March, it's already going to start like, oh my god, something is going to be coming to you, some kind of problem, some kind of blockage on the 1st of March. By the time you get to the 2nd of March, this is going to be so obvious, because from the first moment you wake up in the morning, this particular thing is going to be on your mind, but it's going to shift a little bit. So you're going to feel about it in a different way, because you are coming through all sorts of dimensions. When we are sleeping, we have astral projections every single night. We don't remember, but we are still part of that meditative, like a state, you know, of meditation. So we are very smart, we are very wise, you know, our eyes are open, our third eye it's pretty much so open as well. So this is where all this information is coming from. And sometimes we're just pointed out, here, do this, pay attention to this, pay attention to this, do this. So it's an obstacle that it's gonna become evident on the 2nd of March, from the moment you wake up in the morning. And that obstacle is just the answer to that. It's to do with your practical knowledge, but it's also to do with an important negotiation. An important negotiation you're gonna become aware of. And when you start thinking about this kind of negotiation, about this obstacle, you must stay true to yourself. You need to stand your ground without making other people aware how you feel. If you're angry, if you're negative, if you're stroppy or anxious, don't let other people to kind of know how you feel. feel, because then they can tamper with your own energy. But the best way to do is just to protect your own energy and just think about yourself and try to do as much as you possibly can in order to come on top in a friendly and nice way. I'm not saying that you would be arguing or anything, but just sometimes it depends what's going on in our lives. Then it's pretty much so playing a quite significant role the way we kind of respond to things as well. So it's about the obstacle that you are going to have, and this is where a very interesting process is going to start, because through that obstacle you're going to become aware of the negotiation. Through that negotiation you're going to start thinking, and through this thinking you're also going to become aware of like a pretty much so very bitter experience in your life. At some moment in time over the last 2 or 3 years, you will not want your life to be like the same. You will not want your life to kind of get a little bit stuck. You will just want to go through, you will want to go forward. So in this moment, the bitter experience that you're going to be reminded of is just to do with your own basically the things that you have been through. So you will not want to repeat this again. There's the certain lesson that you have learned, and that bitter experience that you've been through is just going to come at the right moment in time to remind you, to give you a bit of a flavor, and it's going to remind you that you don't want your life to be in such a stationary period anymore that made you feel a little bit unhappy. And that is just going to play such a huge, massive, giant role when it comes to your own creativity. Almost at that moment in time, you are just going to becoming very creative, and it's all going to be in your mind. You are going to feel like, ooh la la, the energy, and pay attention to the energy in between the 2nd of March and the 15th of March. It's all about this really creative energy, but it's not only about you, like, yeah, baby, like going around, like, yeah, I'm creative, yeah, man. No, it's not only about that, but it's about you just like also in your mind. So it's about you feeling like, oh, I suddenly want to do this, you want to do that. Everywhere it's going to be like a little answer for you. But at the same time, it's about in your mind, you will be creative about the plan. You were going to come up with a very important plan, and it's to do with your wishes. It's to do with like like something that you wanted to attempt before, but it wasn't the right time. And this now, it's going to give you an absolutely mind-blowing hope and confidence. And hope and confidence are going to be playing an important role as well. Also, when it comes to like you becoming aware of like uncertain efforts, before that will put you off, but now you will just know that this is the way to flow. Okay, this is the way to go. This is the way to live your life. This is the way to be. Okay, so now it's like you will feel like it's been enough. So now I'm just gonna move on, and this in itself, it's all going to bring a really, really good luck into your life as well, because this energy, it's way more powerful than you can possibly imagine. The more you give a credit to yourself, the more strong and powerful you are going to be. The more you give a credit to your feelings, your thoughts, your ideas, the more spiritual you are going to grow, because you're that much closer to something so big and so important, that much closer to your own role. We all have a very special and spiritual and very powerful roles to fulfill. So this is one of those things that is just going to be highlighted here. That's how strongly you're going to feel. Another thing I was going to recommend to you, it's also green moss agate. Look at this, absolutely gorgeous. And you can see, you can't really tell, but you can see through. It's absolutely beautiful. Look at how gorgeous this is. It looks like a little glass, really. It's so beautiful. And this is a green moss agate, and this is something that I would recommend you, because it's going to bring you calm, and it's also kind of brings you closer to nature. We are the nature. We are part of the nature. The nature is really important to us. The nature is really important in our lives, for our spirituality, for our well-being, for our spiritual well-being, for our mental well-being. And the nature is so important, and this little crystal helps you to reconnect with the nature like there is no tomorrow. But also it helps you to concentrate, focus, and at the same time it helps you like to kind of go through life with the confidence. This is so important. Self-esteem and confidence and doing the right things, these all benefits in our lives, to kind of like give a credit to ourselves where the credit is due, because very often we're just going forward, forward, we are going forward, but we are missing things in life that we should be paying attention to. So this is something that is going to bring you closer to yourself. So when you feel strange, when you feel bizarre, when you feel like a little bit spaced out as well, this crystal is absolutely superb because it brings you right down, okay, where you should be. It grounds you almost immediately, but it does enhance the power of your own kind of like you know, self-esteem and confidence. And this is so this is going to be super important this month. This gorgeous pendant comes with a sterling silver setting, sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is in the description below. By buying things from my channel, my gorgeous Aries, you're also supporting my channel, I have to say that, so thank you very much. So the second important date is going to be on the 16th of March. Now, you know what, don't be surprised if you feel like suddenly, oh, this picture is getting on my nerves, this plant is getting on my nerves. Not that my plants will never get on my nerves, but I'm just saying, like, you're gonna feel like you want to move things about. You know, this is the power of determination that comes through you. This is the sign that things are changing. This is the sign that you are going through your own personal transformation, no matter what is going on in your life, no matter what is happening in your life. Listen, this is going to be your sign. So it's not only about the 16th of March, but it's around the 16th. 15th is going to be strong, 16th is going to be strong, and the 17th of March is going to be strong, but the 16th of March is going to be the strongest, when you feel like, oh, like suddenly you will feel like you want to kind of change things around. And I told you this before, it's pretty much so when your personal vibration starts like kind of becoming really powerful and you become really magnetic. So you're just so important to be optimistic and to enjoy yourself. Do not be negative, because you're just going to bring yourself down, and you're going to slow down your process. By moving things around and changing things around in a positive way, you make your energy very magnetic. And when you're thinking optimistically, you know, you just get this power, this essence of your own power, which helps you to speed up the process of manifestation. So this is why it's important to be optimistic and to think in an optimistic way, because at the same time we go through certain challenges, and you will be going through certain challenges, and there are going to be so many of them, and you're going to be like, oh my god, a little bit stressed. But then at the same time, you pick one that is really important and just start working your way like that, and it also helps you with your own personal balance. It's all about your own transformation. You're going to feel like you want to clear away the old in order to make a place for the new. It's all about the spiritual alteration that you are going to feel. But then at the same time, you know, it's just important because it is going to make you realize also that there is the specific part of your life that you want to abandon. There is the specific part of your life that you no longer want to be part of, but it's pretty much so to do with you trying to prove the certain point, you know, to maybe certain person or certain group of people who are thinking so differently to you. This part of your life you will want to abandon because it's absolutely no point. But also it's important to mention that it's just as important to try to focus on, to find people and reconnect with the people who think exactly like you. This is something that you need to do. This is something that it's really important when it comes to your own personal light, when it comes to your personal enlightenment, my gorgeous Aries, you know. And then on another hand, you know, the 16th of March is going to be a big mama, because you're going to get a really powerful advice here, a really powerful advice from somebody really nice, really powerful advice from somebody who has got such a beautiful energy when it comes to their own spirituality. But this person is really intelligent and really clever in so many different ways. There is going to be a really powerful advice that you're going to get, how you're going to kind of go about in order to achieve your personal growth, and how to make the biggest progress through your own work. But at the same time, you are going to kind of open your eyes, and you're going to become aware of like the certain part of your life that if you step in, you're almost immediately going to kind of like have a very successful dealings as well. And this is all going to lead towards an important reorganization in your life. So it's quite significant time to pay attention to priorities as well, because this is all gonna kind of be leading towards an important security, but in particular when it comes to materialistic gain, doing the right things and just moving on with your life. The last part of the last date is going to be the 31st of March. This is going to be, sorry, This is going to be a really unusual day, you know. And it's not only the 31st of March, but it's the 30th and the 31st of March. Both of these days are going to seem like really unusual, really bizarre, and really strange. And it's going to feel like a completely different dimension. It's going to be a bit of a thick energy. And when I say the energy is going to be really thick, it means that, you know, you will be thinking a lot. You will be thinking a lot. You will be thinking a lot. It's almost like you're going through a little bit of darkness, but it's not really darkness. You're actually enjoying this. And it's going to kind of make you realize that, you know, on the 30th and the 31st of March, kind of when you focus on something really kind of bad and negative that was like making you feel really sad so far, now you will be able to see this in a completely different light. And that in itself is going to cause just a little bit of a temporary distraction, but then at the same time, that temporary distraction is also going to bring you an important answer. Why did you have a lack of ambition? And you will be thinking that you will realize exactly why did you have a lack of ambition, and yet again you will not want to go down that road again, and you will feel so strongly that the power is within you, the strength is within you, you know. And this is the time when your wings are going to start growing, my gorgeous Aries, you know. This is important, and that in itself, it's going to be pretty much so connected to completely unexpected change. After that moment in time, it's not going to be that long until you receive a certain information, certain message, and you're going to be like, oh my God, completely unexpected change. But this time, this is going to be brilliant. This is going to be really good. Okay, because you have been waiting for this for such a long time, and this unexpected change is pretty much so going to be connected to you being very creative, but it's all about a new beginning. It's all about you, the beginning of a very, very meaningful experience that it's almost going to turn into like a very much so an adventure. And that is going to help you recognize exactly what do you need to do, you know, to make an ultimate change. And that is going to help you realize what you need to do to make the ultimate fulfillment in your life. And it's to do with things that you are capable of. It's to do with things that, you know, you find so rewarding when you focus. And it's to do with things that are at the same time going to bring you such an important success into your life. Not only that you're going to be happy with yourself after this moment in time, choosing the right route, you know, choosing the right path, but it's at the same time the people who mean to you so much, they will find this really beneficial so much. So this is brilliant. You are going to start something so good here. Spiritually, the 31st of March is a big mama because it's like a showing like the birth of a child. And in the spiritual terms, the birth of the child is something like massive, huge, sacred, important, powerful, life-changing. It stays in our lives forever. It changes your life forever. But also it just has so many different stages, and it's also going to be something that you're going to be so proud of, and it's going to keep growing and growing and growing. The more love, emotion and energy you give to, the more powerful and the more successful this is going to become. So this is something you need to remember. When it comes to the actual first part of March, mid part of March and last part of March, I'm just going to briefly say what to pay attention to. In the first part of March, it's all about planning for long term. The more you plan for long term, the more ideas you're going to have, the more breakthroughs you're going to have. As long as you attach yourself to this wonderful energy. The mid part of March, you know, it is just all about, oh gosh, it's windy in England. Sorry. It's like, oh my God. So the mid part of March, it's like basically just, you know, you're going to be surprised with somebody's like kind of like, you're going to become aware of somebody's emotions, and they're going to surprise you. Maybe you will think like somebody really didn't like you, or somebody thought that you're really horrible, but that person was sending the wrong signals. Okay, and sometimes people are very strange, very unusual. They make us believe like, it's a very kind of confusing energy, because you come across certain people and you feel like, oh my god, they can't stand me. But no, baby, no, they were looking at you and they were like kind of like thinking about something completely different, because you translated this in a completely different way. So this is going to be very interesting, that you're going to find out, maybe you thought about this specific person, oh, they're horrible, they're weird, they hate me. But no, baby, no, it's complete opposite. This is going to be very, very interesting situation at around mid-March, indeed. The last part of March, it's all about, my god, it's all about an important recovery. It's all about an important recovery. This is the time of healing. This is the time of you moving on with your life. But this is also the time when you're going to realize that, now it's really literally time to head in a new direction, because there is a certain clarity that you are going to have in your life purpose. And in your heart, my gorgeous Aries, you will know what to do. Okay? In your heart, you will know what to do. Okay, this is important to mention. So now, my gorgeous Aries, basically when it comes to those of you in relationship, ooh la la, it's like a bit of like very much so you and your partner are gonna have a really important news here, very important information. And this information, it's gonna make you feel very powerful, and it's to do with your own accomplishment. It's going to give you confidence to both of you, whether you were lacking of confidence because you were worrying maybe about the finances, about the financial situation, and what your next step is going to be. And this is also kind of connected to it, so this is going to be absolutely brilliant. But at the same time, so very important time of moving on when it comes to the couples, because it's to do with an accomplishment. This accomplishment is going to give you both a confidence in order to kind of like carry on with a certain project in your life, which is going to be superbly evident at around the 25th and 26th of March 2022. So this is brilliant. And at the same time, I like it at the same time, because it's a bit of a dark Lala comes out every now and then, and the dark Lala comes out and says, at the same time, you're going to become aware of the hidden little danger. And that hidden little danger is going to be brilliant for both of you, because it's going to really kind of change your perception of the certain path. So you will want to avoid a certain path. So there is going to be a bit of an edit that you're going to have at the same time. But this is a good one. When it comes to those of you that are single and ready to mingy, my gorgeous Aries, this is not going to be the month when you're going to find the love of your life, but I'm afraid it is the certain lesson that you're going to have, because maybe you've been fancying someone and it's the wrong person. Maybe you liked someone who is definitely the wrong person, or maybe you're going to come across this month, someone who's just going to kind of be rather delicious in one way, but rather rotten in another way, but it's just basically about a little challenge. This is actually, it's nothing too bad. It's almost like as if you are going to find someone and you're going to fancy this person, and it's going to be something very kind of very strong energy in between you two. Stranger in the night, Erin in the morning. Maybe it's going to be a bit of that, but it's just basically about something very short-lived, but there is a very specific kind of, so it could be a little bit of kissy, or it could be stranger in the night, behave. But also at the same time, it's about someone quite devilish, and I'm sorry, but I know it's like a bit of like God, but it's just something that, very quickly you're going to realize that that person is not who they are, and something is going to be very short-lived when it comes to that person. Why am I saying this to you? Because it's an important part of the process. There is something so amazing, so huge, so powerful that you're going to learn from this. It doesn't matter what this little bastard is, whether he's like a devilish or not. It doesn't really matter. It's not going to affect you in any possible way. It's more about you realizing something and gaining an important realization, gaining an important experience, and that in itself is going to be a guiding light towards somebody very important who is going to walk into your life. But first of all, you need to go through this little challenge, because after that moment in time, something is going to change in you, within your way of thinking. Perhaps you will go for the different partner, it's pretty much so. This is to do with your own breakthrough, but it's a challenging situation that you need to go through until someone really important is about to walk into your life. My gorgeous Aries, thank you so much for watching my videos. I love every single one of you. Midnight, know the sound from the pavement. Has the moon lost her memory? She's smiling alone. In the lamplight, the withered leaves collect at my feet, and the wind begins to moan. Memory, all alone in the moonlight, I can dream of the old days. Life was beautiful then. I remember the time I knew what happiness was. My Erini, I love you. I love you, my gorgeous Erinis. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Love you. Bye.